With just a week to go until Christmas, it's time to open door number 7 on the Jon Coupland Cars Advent Calendar Christmas Countdown Spectacular of cars that have come and gone in the collection the past few years. I genuinely hope you're enjoying this mini-series. What is behind door number 7? Well, it could only be this, couldn't it? Yes, look at it. It's a Suzuki Swift, but before we get into the nitty-gritty about this, I'm actually recording this video this morning in hiding. Yes, I'm in my secret underground bunker, hiding from the MGF Owners Club, because I said hurty words yesterday about the MGF, and they don't like it. I can only apologise that I bought a terrible car, but yeah, I think if I was in public today, I would be strung up by the MGF club. Anyway, let's move on to something that's behind door number 7, which is a little bit better. It's this, a Suzuki Swift 2009. You know the story, don't you? You take the dog for a dog walk, you see a car for sale, you buy the car, you put the dog in the back and you drive it home, cutting your dog walk short. No, never happened to anyone else? Well, that is what happened with this one. I was taking the inspector for an evening walk around about Christmas time, around this sort of time of year, and I saw it for sale. It was at the end of someone's drive, a little plank of wood leant up against it, and it said Suzuki Swift. I think it was £1,500, and that was it. So I knocked on the door, and I did the cardinal sin. I bought a car in the dark without giving it too much of a looking at, because I'd got Crystal barking at the same time. Thankfully, it all paid off, and it's a good story, this one, and stay tuned to the end to find out what happened to the car. Anyway, so saw the car for sale, spoke to the elderly gentleman. It was his wife's. She'd given up driving due to health reasons. They'd had it a few years, and full disclosure, I didn't realise at the time when I looked at it that it was actually a Cat S structural write-off. Nothing to do with any sort of accident it had been in, but due to the fact that it had the steering rack replaced due to it basically falling apart. Anyway, I paid £1,200 for it in the dark, and I drove it home, put Crystal in the kitchen, and then drove it round to Dad's. It had good MOT history, it looked good, it was nice and solid, sounded good, at 1.3 litre engine. Not the base spec, but not top spec, no aircon, nothing like that. The GL model, as we say. But yeah, needed minimal work to get it roadworthy and to make it safe. My intention at the time was my cousin was starting to drive and she wanted a cheap and cheerful car. I saw it, £1,200. I thought that is a bargain, even if she doesn't have it, I can sell it or keep it as part of the collection, whatever. I was toying with using it as a daily driver at one point. So I took it around to Dad's and we did some work on it. We fitted new discs, we fitted new pads, new service items, oil and filter change. We checked the spark plugs. We gave it a good old clean and got it on the road. The steering wheel, you could tell that it had been structurally written off. The steering wheel didn't automatically auto-center all the time, and I didn't realise that until I was actually driving the car after buying it, because on a test drive you don't get to know these things, do you, until you really start to take them for a spin and do a fair few miles in it. But it didn't matter. It wasn't dangerous. It wasn't going to fail an MOT like that, but it was just something I wanted to disclose to the new owners when they bought it. Anyway, so what happened with it? Well, it sat as part of my collection. I filmed a couple of videos and they are on the channel. Oh, there's my fat face. And what did it have when I bought it? I think it was like 80-something thousand miles. There you go, 81,905 miles. Barely run in for a 15-year-old car at the time. Oh, there's the engine bay. Look, there's that lovely Suzuki engine. Little engine, quiet little car. Nippy, pokey. If you've never driven a sport version of one of these, oh, they're fun. And actually, the 1.3 litre hybrid model that I drove earlier this year didn't seem as exciting as this, but they've got a good reputation, the Suzuki Swift, and I've got nothing but good things to say about them. So it sat as part of my collection for a couple of months. I decided after Christmas that I was going to sell it. I was going to keep using the Purple Smart as my daily driver and look for something else. So let's give it a wash. It'd gone a bit green round the gills. There's my £35 Bosch pressure washer, which is doing really well. Shout out to Duncan for that one. There's that grill looking all shiny. So I gave it a good old clean and I advertised it for sale. Mrs. Jon Coupland liked this one too. It drove really nice. I think I even bought some proper Suzuki floor mats for it. They were really expensive, 60 odd quid for a set. So they went with it as well. But apart from spending sort of £100 on floor mats, discs and pads, new wiper blades, and just general giving it a good going over, what did the car cost me? £1,300. A good deal. Oh, there's it nice and shiny now. Look at that. Oh, I put the original wheel trims back on. That let the car down. The wheel trims were very scuffed. Oh, and there was a little bit of a knock on the back bumper that Dad and I had to repair. One of the clips had broken. I think the old lady had possibly clipped a wall or something. It hadn't damaged the paintwork, but it popped out. Oh, tea break time. There's the inspector. This is on the day that I'm getting it ready for sale because, do you know what I hate? When people put cars up for sale and they can't be bothered to clean them and hoover them out. You're never going to sell a car for top money like that. Anyway, I advertised it for sale on Facebook, and a young lad came with his dad. They'd had 3 or 4 of these. He was looking for a car to replace his BMW, and it sold literally almost immediately for £1,500. I think it was for sale for 2 hours on Facebook Marketplace before they came and bought it. It's good news with this one, a good story. It's still in daily use. It's got MOT still until June 2025, and it's passed the last 4 MOTs, the past 4 years with no advisories. It's clearly a good car for him. He's still got it by all accounts and purposes, and he's covered 11,000 miles in the car since I sold it. A success story, number 7. It could have stayed. I made a couple of £100 on it. It's a good car. It's still being used, and I'm happy about this one. It's one that I'm saying good things about. I loved the colour too, by the way. Yeah. Suzuki Swift, would I have another one? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe a more modern one. I would like to scratch the itch of having a sport version. What do you reckon? Did you enjoy this video? Should I have kept this Suzuki Swift and used it as a daily, or did I do the right thing, letting someone else get the use out of it? And are you happy that it's now still being used? We'll finish with another tea break. Join me tomorrow for another one. Plenty more cars coming on the Jon Coupland Cars Countdown to Christmas. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up please. If you haven't already done so, comment down below. What did you reckon? Was it one that I was right to get shot of, or should I have kept it? And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. See ya. As ever, thank you for watching this video. Dad and I have selected a couple more videos for you that we think that you might like. They're here now. Just give them a click to watch them. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. It means a lot to us. Thank you.